Are you thinking what I think you're thinking?
I'm thinking it.
What are we thinking?
Thinking
I'm
what?
thinking it too.
The hotly anticipated sequel to Thor Ragnarok, Thor Love and Thunder, made fans bang their proverbial hammers with excitement. Here's a looky-loo to see all the chaos and fun that surrounded the making of the Marvel flick. Number 1. That's gotta hurt. While it's no secret that any actor called upon to take a Marvel movie leading role is going to have to get into some kind of over-the-top muscular shape, all that weightlifting can come at a cost. Chris Hemsworth as Thor learned the hard way by wrecking his back mid-Thor Love and Thunder. While the exact injury and circumstances surrounding it are still shrouded in mystery, Hemsworth had to endure cortisol injections to keep holding up that hammer. Number 2. Ouch. Adapting a beloved comic book hero onto the big screen is no small feat. And unfortunately, sometimes characters get the boot. Eitri, played by Peter Dinklage, sadly didn't make the cut this time. However, Christian Bale, who plays the main villain, Gorr The God-Butcher, said he treasured his time on set with Dinklage. The other character who the editor of Thor had to say #sorry-not-sorry to was the Grandmaster, played by everyone's favorite rambling actor, Jeff Goldblum. It's safe to say that we demand a buddy comedy spin-off featuring Dinklage and Goldblum, thank you! Number 3. It's getting spicy now. The moment that all fanfiction writers and weird aunts were asking for finally made an appearance in Thor Love and Thunder, Thor's nude physique. And when nudity is called for in a feature film, it tends to be dealt tenderly and privately. According to director Taika Watiti, there were over 350 people on set that day, most of whom had never spent one day on the set before or after the entire shoot. Here's hoping Chris wasn't too cold that day. Number 4. Can't stop, won't stop. Director Taika Watiti may have won an Academy Award for writing his movie Jojo Rabbit, but his real skill is making the actors do the make-em-ups. Showcased in his movie What We Do in the Shadows, his flair for improv is unmatched. And great news is his directing style allowed actors like Chris Hemsworth to improvise some hilarious moments that fans will love. Hemsworth explained, "It's freeform. There's a lot of improvisation that's just an unrivaled passion. There was an enthusiasm that was infectious among everybody." Number 5. Get ready to dance. Marvel movies have found a way to impact all levels of the entertainment industry, especially the music world. With soundtracks like Guardians of the Galaxy making Gen Z kids groove to the 70s hits, director Taika Watiti hopes to hit the same notes in his choice of 80s classics. Watiti said he spent his youth obsessed with bands like Guns N' Roses and Metallica, and is so thrilled they were able to make it into Thor Love and Thunder, because nothing says superhero quite like a 7-minute slash guitar solo. Number 6. Was Gorr the God-Butcher going to be the Lord of the Dance? While many rumors have come out of Thor Love and Thunder, one that fans were desperate to be true was Christian Bale's villain Gorr the God-Butcher having a full dance scene to a Kate Bush song. And while the scene was never actually filmed, it was, according to Bale, vividly discussed. But some dreams never do make it to the big screen, and watching a grotesque Bale dance to Babushka can only live in our heads. Number 7. Get ready for Mighty Thor. After years of mostly male superheroes, Thor Love and Thunder finally is allowing the girl character to become three-dimensional and cause all the drama. Natalie Portman, who plays Jane Foster, steps into Thor's very large shoes and gets to strut her stuff as a god and hero. Portman elaborated on this exciting opportunity, saying, "Getting this opportunity was such an incredible way to explore a female superhero that could be quite vulnerable and weak, find strength in that, and be more like a human I could relate to personally." Thank goodness her costume wasn't all pink. Number 8. And the chaos continues. No matter how much chaos and excitement there already is behind the scenes, sometimes it's nice to have family around. So for all you cameo heads, keep your eyes open for Chris Hemsworth's real-life wife and children to make an appearance. TBH, on a movie like this, the more chaos the better, so the kids brought it. Number 9. Most movies need a big star to get off the ground. However, when you have a built-in fan base like a Marvel franchise, that may not always be the case. But this time, Chris Hemsworth made this fourth Thor movie happen because of how damn hilarious he is. According to Watiti, Chris showed off his comedic chops in Avengers: Age of Ultron and made the studios decide that, yeah, they do want to see a comedy version of Thor. And thankfully, fans do too. Number 10. What's that? Christian Bale is a sought-after actor with both box office and critical success, so choosing him to play the villain Gorr the God-Butcher was a no-brainer. And while Bale is known to transform himself both through his acting and his literal body, also known as how extremely thin he got in The Machinist, he couldn't go the extra mile body-wise this time. If fans recall, Gorr is a big, hulky dude, and in Thor Love and Thunder, he's definitely leaned out. This was due to Bale coming off of another project where he needed to be thinner. Maybe a first of Hollywood not wanting someone to be thinner for a role. Number 11. We'd pass on this. Ever since Gwyneth Goop Paltrow introduced the world to the Wim Hof method, Hollywood has been dipping their toes into ice baths. And while this is a long practiced tradition by all top-grade athletes, the cast of Thor gave it a go as well. Having the actors reinvigorate their tense muscles with an ice bath is literally what the doctor ordered. Number 12. We gotta talk about the goats. In Thor Love and Thunder, goats play a prominent role. Fun. And while these ones were all CGI, the actors had to stare and react at something for acting's sake, so they brought in the goat sculptures. No word on how realistic they were, but here's hoping they look as ridiculous as they must have felt to act against a sculpture. Number 13. The original cut of Thor Love and Thunder was just over 4 hours. According to Hemsworth, who called it an assembly of madness, fans should be relieved that the theatrical version is much, much shorter. However, it would have been pretty cool to see a 20-minute scene of Thor's morning routine. Number 14. Ooh, romance is in the air. If upon watching Thor Love and Thunder, you can't help but think you've seen certain images in print form ever so slightly concealed on your mom's nightstand, you're right for having this feeling. Director Taika Watiti based his cinematography choices on the Harlequin Romance novel aesthetic. Based on publishing house Mills & Boon, moments in the movie, and right down to the poster, Watiti wanted the feeling of flowing hair beauties and billowy shirts one can only find in a drugstore book section. Fingers crossed for a Fabio cameo someday. Number 15. Who would have thought? Marvel movies tend to steer clear from any sort of romantic storyline, as if it were kryptonite itself. Oops, wrong comic book franchise. But Thor Love and Thunder leans right into the romance, in fact, categorizing itself as a romantic comedy. Director Taika Waititi even said he was inspired by the rom-com An Officer and a Gentleman.
Well then, if it's color we need, let's bring the rainbow.
Hope you had fun walking through the chaos and madness that was the behind-the-scenes antics of Thor Love and Thunder. Which behind-the-scene tidbit tickled your fancy? Like, comment, and subscribe to the things for all the Thor you can hammer. We mean handle.